Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright guys, if you've been here for a while, you know that one thing that we focus on really heavy on this channel is not only what we're going to do about our gun rights, but also about what the opposition, the gun control crowd, is thinking, doing, and what is the meaning behind it, because the why is a really big piece of this channel, because it's incredibly important for us to understand what they're doing and why they're doing it so we can get in front and counter it. Now today's video, I'm going to be honest with you, this one caught me so off guard, and this is going to be you guys are going to love this one. This is from, the article in question is from an outlet called Vox, V-O-X, Victor, Oscar, X-Ray. This is a very far left publication, but the things that they say in this completely undermine everything that they've been pushing for the past 6 months, from universal background checks to assault weapons bans. Openly say they don't work because they now want to go to gun license requirements. So in order to get something even more insane, they want to go towards the universal background checks are perfectly fine, everything's good, and assault weapons ban. And if you don't believe me, everything is in the description box below for your review. But now we're going to dive into that. And before I do, I just want to say thanks for stopping by, guys, because we're making a difference, and I love having you here, and I love seeing you guys every night. So with that out of the way, let's get to this article. Again, in the description box. If you're looking for a good laugh and belly chuckle, this is a good one for you. Alright, so the article title, The Case for Requiring Gun Licenses. Politicians tend to focus on universal background checks. License requirements have more evidence behind them. Oh, not. They're completely unconstitutional because the given constitutional right in the Second Amendment, which you cannot violate with a license and proficiency test, similar to poll taxes in the, South. Just saying. Problem. But anyway, let's go, because this is amazing. This stuff, you cannot make this up. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So, but if America wants to make a real dent in gun violence, it might want to consider another approach. Requiring a license to buy and own a firearm. A license. So now it's no longer a constitutional right, now it's a privilege, similar to a driver's license. Bit of a problem. That won't stand up in court, but let's keep going because this... Alright, this is evidence that we're on the right track, by the way. For one, the evidence on the effects of universal background checks and assault weapon bans is pretty weak. Several studies in recent years have found that universal background checks, at least on their own, don't seem to have a big effect on gun deaths. Similarly, in research on assault weapons bans, including the national ban that Biden helped pass in 1994, found that they have little effect on gun violence, largely because the vast majority of such violence is committed with handguns. Y'all, that sounds like something directly from this channel or the NRA. This is from far left Vox, Victor, Oscar, X-Ray, okay? It gets even better. And when I read this article, guys, I almost fell over. Here we go. One way to explain these findings is that the reach of universal background checks and assault weapon bans is too small. Universal background checks is too small. Okay, keep that in mind. And assault weapons bans, everything, too small. The U.S. already has background checks for most legal gun purchases, and all universal background checks would do is cover the minority of gun purchases not detected in the existing system. An assault weapons ban would cover a minority of guns used in crimes and would probably have loopholes that miss segments of the minority. Wait a minute. Did you just say that all guns are checked except a small minority, and even if you did an assault weapons ban, it wouldn't have an effect on gun control? On gun deaths because it's a minority that's done with rifles and most with handguns? Whoever wrote this article might not have a job tomorrow. I'm just saying, this is literally something straight from this channel. Now, and this is my final favorite one. Now the reality is Democrats are unlikely to do anything big on guns in the coming years, given their razor-thin margins of control in the House and Senate. Okay, either this person was watching this channel for the last 6 months where we've been covering these things in depth, or they are just now waking up and they're throwing all the other things that they want on the sacrificial altar in order to get gun licenses. I don't know which one it is, but the fact that this is speaking to the left. The only people who read Vox are people like me who are on the right and who watch these things for arguments, or the people on the left. They literally just said in this one article, speaking to their base, this is Democratic base, they're saying that universal background checks won't matter because they're only going to affect a small minority of gun purchases that are outside of the system, so they're really pointless. Oh, and also the assault weapons ban, yeah, that's kind of pointless too, including the one in 1994 that Biden did. You know, the sitting president, the one that he always references that saved lives, yeah, it doesn't really do anything either because the majority of the violence in the United States is done by handguns. And even if they did want to, and they want to do gun licenses, the fact that they're going to potentially get anything big through the federal government right now is very slim because they have narrow margins. All right, this is literally something that we've been talking about for a while. They just prove the point. And this is the really important piece the reason that I bring this to you. They are so desperate to get something done that they're going further to gun licenses. Licenses are a privilege granted by the government for you to enjoy a privilege. For example, driving a car. That's a great privilege. Flying a plane. That's a privilege, not a right. Owning a constitutionally protected firearm from the Second Amendment in the Bill of Rights granted to us by the Constitution is not something you can offer a license on. That would fail so miserably in court, it would be ridiculous. In fact, that's the reason they don't push this frequently, is because it just simply won't work. The reason that I'm bringing this is look how desperate they are and what you're pushing them to. You're holding the line so well with your state legislatures, your state representatives, and your congressmen and your senators that you're making them resort to going even further and really speaking the truth to the left that they don't want to hear. This is a mainline publication and they're saying this. Imagine what they're saying behind closed doors. Keep it up, guys. We are going to pass the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation. And in 2022, we're going to focus on the politicians that are coming in. We're going to get their stance on gun rights. We're going to give you all the information you need to send this baby home and not make this a problem anymore because we are on a mission. And you are a part of it, and I love that you're here, and thanks for stopping by. Until tomorrow, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm Braden, signing out.